KFI, Mr. Mo Kelly. It's later with Mo Kelly. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Pretty good day of rain, let me tell you. Pretty good day of rain. And I was stuck in it all day long. I had to drive from one side of the city where I live to the other side of the city where my dentist is. It was dentist day. It was dental cleaning day. You know, when you wake up and you look at the counter, I got to go to the dentist. And I can say this, that Mark Ronner understands. You start getting that stress, that apprehension, that foreboding feeling that you're going to have to go and sit in that dentist chair. And regardless of how much you brush your teeth, regardless of how strongly you have tried to adhere to the oral health regimen set forth by your dentist, you don't know what type of report you're going to get. I thought I'd been doing real well. In fact, I knew I'd been doing very well, but in the back of my mind, you just don't know. So I drove through the rain all the way to Torrance, and that's about, 15 miles from where I live. And I sat down in the waiting room, and they didn't make me wait long. Said, Mo, come on back, which was good because it was around 2 o'clock, and I hoped to get out by 3 o'clock so I could get on the road. It was going to be at least an hour and 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours to drive from Torrance to Burbank. Got in the chair, had a different doctor. There are a different dentist at Dr. Mellert's office in Torrance. Dr. Brown was working on my teeth today. And you know how they make these sounds and you don't know how to take it? It's like, oh, interesting. What? What do you mean? What's interesting? What are you trying to say? Are you going to say you got to pull out 6 teeth? 10 teeth? Are you saying that this is the worst that you've ever seen? Is it the best that you've ever seen? You know, and that was after they took the x-rays. And if you've ever taken x-rays at the dentist's office, they can take forever. Freaking ever.
Well, there's one more thing about the x-rays. In the year of our Lord 2025, can they get something that feels a little more comfortable in your mouth, for God's sake?
No, it hurts. It's cutting my mouth up left and right. And not only that, I'm thinking like, okay, I want to be back in 10 years talking about how I have cancer all over my body because of the x-rays. They took like 15 different x-rays. No exaggeration. I said, that can't be good. I don't care if you have a lead apron over me. It can't be good. And the apron isn't covering my mouth where you're taking the x-rays.
It doesn't help that they race out of the room either.
Right. So, wait a minute. So you're obviously concerned about the x-rays and you're not even in the direction of them. But I'm supposed to be not unconcerned because I have a lead apron over a portion of me. I don't know about you, Mark. Whenever I'm in the dentist's office and I'm getting the x-rays, I make sure my hands are under the apron. I'll try to pull up my feet. I close my eyes as if that's going to make any difference. But still, you know.
But your whole mouth and head are exposed, so you're going to turn into what, the Fly?
Something like that. I'm quite sure, or maybe the Hulk. One of the two.
Well, just the Hulk's head, though. The rest of you is going to be normal size. Yeah, the leader.
These are all the things which were actually cascading through my mind. It's like, am I going to be diagnosed with mouth cancer in like 4 years or so? Anyhow, I had a good dental report. Said, Mr. O'Kelly, you've obviously been brushing and flossing and keep up the good work. We can see that you're doing this and you're doing that. And also continue this. We have to watch out for this on this tooth and everything. It's like, can I go? Look, I'm tapping my watch. Gotta go. I gotta get on the road. I get on the road and I turn on the GPS. It's not that I don't know how to get to the office. I just need to see the bad news of how long it's going to take me to get to the office. It's really started raining and the GPS wants me from Torrance to get on the 405, go back down south. In other words, backtrack down to the 110 freeway, if you know the South Bay, to then get on the 110 north, going up to downtown. It gives me an extra 20 minutes on the drive. It's like, no, I'll just take surface streets down to the 110, which I did. And I get on the 110 and it says an hour and 25 minutes. An hour and 25 minutes. And that's assuming it doesn't increase as I'm traveling, because each 10, 15 minutes that you're on the road after like 2 o'clock, more and more people are on the road. It just gets progressively worse. So the next thing I know, it's like 4:30 and I'm trying to get through downtown. 4:30. At this point, I'm just pulling my hair out of my head and I don't have a lot up there. I was really, really stressing. And then I was thinking like, just relax. Woosah. And I felt better. And then another 40 minutes passed. I was still in my car. It was driving me crazy.
Do you prep in any way for the dentist for anxiety or anything like that?
I used to. I don't anymore. Well, let me put it this way. If I know I'm having a procedure done as opposed to a general cleaning, yes, I will prep. I will take a Benadryl or something like that.
Oh, a Benadryl, the heavy stuff. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I need to be. Look, they're not going to sedate me. They're not really going to give me anything. So I'm going to give myself something.
Yeah, I think my dentist must be Mormon or something because he doesn't give me anything.
Mormon.
I think he's against anything that's going to calm me down or deal with the pain afterward. I had a procedure myself a couple of weeks ago, and it hurt like hell for days afterwards. And he's like, yeah, just take an ibuprofen. I'm like, ibuprofen? Are you kidding me?
Same with me. They'll give me some ibuprofen or something. It's basically aspirin or ibuprofen.
Yeah, that's not going to do the job.
I can get this at home. In fact, I already have it at home. I need some extra strength stuff. When they put in this tooth implant, that's what I need is some real good stuff.
Yeah, come on, Colonel Tom. Let's have the good stuff.
And I don't get any of the good stuff. It's not like they're going to knock me out. I get no benefits. I have to remember it. I have to deal with it and live through all of it. I have dental anxiety, and I've had it for all my life. One, because I've had a lot of dental work done over the years. I wish I could find the pictures, and if I can, I'll actually post it on Instagram. I had really buck teeth when I was growing up. I mean, it was like really bad. And I'm so glad I did not grow up in the world of social media because it was really embarrassingly bad, like cartoonish bad.
And this was back before the dentures?
Yes, this is before the denture. So I want to say this was maybe 77 or so. And
I did too, actually. I had like Bugs Bunny buck teeth, but I got in so many fights that they were kind of shaved and broken down.
No, and I had an old school family, and my mother wanted to give me braces, but my father's mother was against it. And she was saying, well, if God wanted me to have straight teeth, I would have been born with straight teeth.
I always like that argument. That's always a winning argument.
Story.
Yeah.
And I said something smart and almost got the taste knocked out of my mouth. And I said something like, so why do you wear glasses? That didn't go over well.
I don't imagine.
Because children aren't supposed to be heard, only seen. And I was pushing back on someone who's a good 50 years older than me getting smart. And little did she know that's who I was going to be my whole life, a smartass.
Unless you're a Vulcan child, you are not meant to employ logic against the adults.
No, and also, gosh, all this stuff is coming back to me. Also, when I was a young child, I had to wear these braces on my legs because both my feet were severely pigeon-toed. So I had my legs corrected, my teeth corrected. I'm blind as a bat, but somehow I'm like a bionic man now.
Defying the will of God.
Absolutely.
Just across the board.
Absolutely.
Apparently.
Because if my father's mother had her way, I would not be the person I am today. Put it that way.
I would like to see an artist composite of the alternate Mo.
I will see if I can find a picture. I know there's some pictures of me wearing these leg braces. They're actual braces to straighten out my feet. And I know I have some pictures of me before I had braces, mouth braces, in the early 70s. It was a different dude. Oh, I was a different dude back then.
Are you familiar with an old Rock Hudson movie directed by John Frankenheimer called Seconds?
I am not.
This always fascinates me. It's one of my touchstones for how different people can look because it's about a guy who's like an old, balding, paunchy guy who transforms into Rock Hudson. And like, especially now that we're at the age where we can see people we graduated with who we barely recognize anymore. Yeah. It's fascinating to see the alternate versions of all of us.
Yeah, and it's weird. You make a great point before we go to break. I am running into people that I've known my whole life that I don't recognize anymore. Not at all, because I may have gone to high school with him or her or them, but that was a good 38 years ago. We're all very, very physically different people. Some of us have aged better than others. Some of us have hair. Some of us don't have hair. Some of us have teeth. Some of us don't have teeth. Some of us have had kids. Some of us have not had kids. It just, the stresses of life are very different. What were you going to say?
We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic man. Steve Austin will be that man. Better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster.
KFI AM 640. We're going to talk about Waymo, Lyft, Robotaxis, and more. They're going all over the country now. We'll have that for you next.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
I have bad news for Stefan. He is going to be out of a job very, very soon. I'm not talking about KFI. I'm talking about his job as a rideshare driver. Lyft is going to launch Robotaxis as soon as next year. Do you hear me, Stefan? Your driving days are almost over. They're numbered.
Uh-oh.
And Waymo prepares to launch a commercial robotaxi service of its own with Uber. And they're going to start in Austin, Texas, and they're going to follow it up with Atlanta. That's the first part of the story. So robotaxis are going to be integrated with rideshare. Mm-hmm. So if you thought that Waymo was just going to be on this island all by itself, no, they're trying to take over the full rideshare business.
I want to make sure I heard you correctly. Both Lyft and Waymo are now partnering and spreading their wings to expand robotaxi services across this country, not just here in this little enclave called Los Angeles. Across the country, the technology is being readied beyond our borders here.
Well, two things. The robotaxis are going to be going into more cities. As far as Lyft is concerned, using robotaxis, that's not going to be until next year. But Waymo, to your point, they're going to be expanding its service in Austin and Atlanta, and they've already started with San Diego, I think 2 weeks ago, as far as experimenting. So there's one thing. There's Waymo expanding in and of itself, and also Waymo partnering with Uber. That's the other part of it.
Two incredible news items that I think should have been first and foremost. I like how you try to bury them in the second segment.
My dental life is much more important than Waymo.
Look, I understand. We had to make sure that your mouth and your teeth are okay. What I'm saying here is that this is yet more proof positive from the last conversation we had. I think it was maybe just a week ago. I was hearing things like, we're not ready. It's not about to happen in our lifetime. Maybe in the next 30 years. No, in the next 3 years, Mo. In the next 3 years, it will be nationwide.
Let me explain this to you. You may not know, but Tiffany Hobbs of the Viral Load has been tagging you and me to various videos of Waymo cars tripping, which informs my point that just because something is coming or something is here, it doesn't mean that it's ready for prime time. It's not quite ready for prime time. There are a lot of instances where you can see technology come out and it's not quite ready, or the infrastructure is not quite ready. Yes, it's expanding. That doesn't mean that it's ready.
No, look, I don't want to hear about these felonious posts that Miss Hobbs is putting up to try to shame and wag her anti-technology finger at technology.
Waymo's not going to marry you, so stop trying to...
All I am trying to say is that with the expansion of robotaxi services writ large comes the expansion of the infrastructure of cities across the country. Where is this latest Waymo slander story that came out? A Waymo was stuck at a traffic light that was out and did not want to do something crazy and just drive on through.
It ran the light. What are you talking about?
It did. No, it did not.
No, that's a different story. There's another story. There's that story that Tiffany sent us, and there was another one where Waymo didn't know how to handle some other traffic incursion, and so it ended up running a light.
Traffic schmaffic. Okay, what we're talking about is the fact that cities across the country, Austin, pretty big, Atlanta, pretty big, They are enhancing and refurbishing and retrograding and upgrading all of their infrastructure on city streets to make sure that robo-taxis will have safe passageway. Look, Foosh, I will help you find something else to do, young man, with your time. You don't have to worry about this slave labor of dealing with drunkards and all that with you anymore. We're going to get you behind the scenes working at Uber on the technology side.
There's something else to this, and we're talking about this within the context of rideshare. But if they're doing it for quote unquote taxis, you'd have to assume shipping, trucking, that's got to be next. It's got to be, if only because we know that Tesla also in this story has indicated that it's going to start an autonomous ride hailing service in Austin as well in June. I think it would be foolish to think that this is going to be limited to only this small portion of, let's say, instead of delivering people, it'll also start including delivering goods. It's just got to extend to that. That's the natural extension of it.
And Tesla, to their credit, they are already working with various cities to roll out the Tesla cyber buses as well, to have robo buses that will be able to operate fully functional on city streets. And I remember looking at some of the story and looking at some of the technology goes into that is remapping out city grids and streets and things like that, and having sensors and arrays put on various buildings and street lights and every single thing, so that everywhere one of these autonomous vehicles goes, it will be able to pick up a signal, know where it's at, be able to map out its surroundings and all that perfectly. That's why I said within the next 3 years, not 30, this is within the next 3 years, this will be the thing.
Well, hopefully I can stop driving to work and I don't have to worry about driving from my damn dentist office all the way to work. I can let the autonomous vehicle do that. I just don't know if I'm ready emotionally to risk my life in one of these death traps. I'm not there yet. You think I'm kidding? I'm being absolutely serious.
Death traps. No one has died
yet.
No, there is no yet. No, there is nothing close. Not even the grandmother that was run over died. Road rash.
Okay. Just because someone hasn't died yet doesn't mean that it's not dangerous. KFI AM 640, we're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. When we come back, we're going to tell you about Yelp's top 100 places to eat in the United States. In fact, we'll just give you the top 10. And yes, there's a Los Angeles and California connection.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Let's check in with Yelp's top 100 places to eat for 2025. And yes, there's a California and Los Angeles connection. Just to let you know, coming in at number 23 was Sun Bliss Cafe in Anaheim. Number 21, Guys for Lunch in Roseville. Number 18 is West Coast Cheesesteaks in Glendora. There's Berry Brand checking in at number 15 in Tustin. Number 14 is Buyer Deli in San Diego. And number 11 is Schlop Muan Wings in Long Beach. But here are the top 10 places to eat in the United States, according to Yelp reviews and other folks, I guess. Coming in at number 10 is Kaya of Orlando, Florida. Don't let the James Beard recognized fine dining experience and unique Filipino-inspired tasting menu fool you. This Orlando hotspot is also a fun neighborhood restaurant with comfort food and karaoke. Number 9. Amy's French Bakery and Bistro in Pompano Beach, Florida. Looking for a great all-day breakfast? I love all-day breakfast. I know Mark hates all-day breakfast, but he's wrong about most things.
It leads to anarchy.
This cozy spot, run by husband and wife duo Laurent and Sylvia DeMoss, known for made-to-order omelets, fresh-baked pastries, and a, quote, charming, authentic French atmosphere, close quote. Look, they had me at all-day breakfast. I didn't need anything else.
That's all I need to hear.
That's all. It could be 4 p.m. Got any pancakes?
I don't know why you hate America.
I hate not having the option of eating breakfast when I'm hungry.
In this case, I think you hate America.
Yeah. Only in America
You're
can you
talking
get
about
all
a
day
French
breakfast.
restaurant. What are you talking about?
But when in America, do as Americans. Okay.
I'm waiting for In-N-Out to appear on the list. I don't know what you're doing.
Okay, that's the next segment. We're going to talk about In-N-Out and the corporate offices. Number 8. The Good Salad in Santa Clara, California. Choose your own quote-unquote green adventure at this takeout salad spot with extraordinary ratings and a very loyal Silicon Valley following. Number 7. Aroy Mac Thai Food in Seattle, Washington. Are you familiar with it, Mark, at all?
What's the name again?
AROYMAK Thai Food.
No, but you can't swing a cat without hitting a Thai restaurant in Seattle. They're everywhere. Every block has at least one.
40-year-old family recipes are the bedrock of this beloved strip mall Thai spot in North Seattle, run by owner Patty Alcorn. Her brothers, whose name I cannot pronounce, and matriarch, I cannot pronounce this, is Thanataphorn, Thanatphorn.
Like, it's the god of death. Maybe you better skip that one.
That was number 7 of the top 100 places to eat in America, according to Yelp. Number 6. Wally's Cafe in Rockland, California. After his original Emeryville restaurant landed on Yelp top 100 lists a decade ago, Wally Matar is now marking another splash from his Rockland location, where he personally serves up home-cooked Middle Eastern dishes, making new and longtime fans feel welcome, specifically Lebanese food. Coming in at number 5. Shea's Arepa Kitchen in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Step up to this tiny food truck and you'll find a solid menu of Latin American arepas filled with goodies like honey roasted barbecue pork and grilled chicken in chimichurri. Sibling owners Diego and Luis Quiros credit their recipes to Grandma Cheya, for whom the place is named. And let's get to the top 4 best places to eat in America, according to Yelp. Here's number 4. Phenomenal in National City, and that's Phonomenal, like pho. The beef ribs at this Cambodian-style pho spot are slow-cooked for so long, the meat literally slides off the bone. The unique, slightly sweet broth is a Cambodian family recipe that co-owner and chef Ming Tathani has perfected over 30 years. Lines get long at this San Diego area hotspot, which also landed the number 1 spot on Yelp's top 25 pho spots in the U.S. Number 3. DeBabel, D-E, second word B-A-B-E-L, like the Tower of Babel. Scottsdale, Arizona, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, quote, made with the same love and care as it was for generations in our household, close quote. That's the secret to the Scottsdale's stunner 5-star success, according to Jordanian-born owner Marwan Kandil, on Yelp's top 100 list for the 3rd year in a row. Coming in at number 2 of the top 100 restaurants and places to eat in the United States, according to Yelp. Twisted Gyros, Hillsboro, Oregon. Have you ever had a gyro before, Mark?
Yeah, they're good.
I think I've had one. I wasn't bowled over by it, but, it was okay. Get your gyros with a global twist at this viral food truck turned brick and mortar restaurant west of Portland. Glowing 5-star reviews praise the entire fusion menu, from Korean beef to Jamaican-inspired mango habanero chicken, as well as the ability to customize your gyro as a salad, rice bowl, or in a traditional pita. And number 1, the best place to eat in the United States, according to Yelp. Whole Box, right here in Los Angeles, California. Named for an island off the Yucatan Peninsula.
How do you spell that?
HOLBOX.
Oh, okay. There's an L in there.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Stefan isn't paying attention, but I would have given you one.
I'm not
I would have
expecting
given it to you.
I expect nothing.
Whole
box.
BOX here in LA. Named for an island off the Yucatan Peninsula where chef owner Gilberto Cetina was born. Holbox, and they say it's pronounced Holbox. I'm going with Holbox. It's a casual Mexican spot where guests line up for as long as an hour to taste, quote, some of the freshest seafood around. Located in a bustling LA food hall, its standing continues to rise among Yelp diners with 1,000 plus 5-star reviews and previous appearances on Yelp lists of top 100 seafood spots and top 20 ceviche spots. The quote-unquote amazing coastal fare has received multiple other honors, including a Michelin star and James Beard Award finalist nod from Chef Gilberto. Whole bosh.
How many of the little dollar signs next to that restaurant?
It doesn't say.
I bet it's 4.
You think it's super expensive?
It sounds expensive.
Let's look it up real quick.
Because you said the word Michelin. That kind of equals I can't afford it.
Really? I think you're selling yourself short.
You know where I work.
You know they can hear you, right?
Oh, wait. Well, then maybe they'll offer me a generous raise.
Whole bosh restaurant price. Counter seating, only $130 per guest. Woo! Plus tax and an 18% service charge.
Okay, then. In and out it is.
And that's coming up next. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
I love In-N-Out. I really do. I have it almost never. Let me be clear, because I don't eat a lot of red meat anymore. But when I do, oh boy, In-N-Out is usually the top choice. I love their food. And if you know anything about In-N-Out, they're not on the East Coast. They're more regional. And they started off in Baldwin Park, founded in 1948. It is a Southern California institution. Maybe you've seen the story. There was some confusion earlier today. People were unclear as far as what In-N-Out was planning to do. Some people, and I've seen it posted on social media, and they were misinterpreting the story, posting that In-N-Out was leaving California. They were picking up and closing their Irvine corporate office and leaving to Tennessee. Yes, kind of so, not really. What is actually going to happen is In-N-Out is planning to consolidate its Western corporate offices under one roof in Baldwin Park. They're going to shutter their Irvine facility, but that's probably not going to happen until 2029. So what we're talking about right now is not right around the corner. It's 2025, and we're talking about the Irvine office closing in 2029, and most of these employees will be relocated to the Baldwin Park office. But in addition to that, there's going to be a new Eastern Territory office in Franklin, Tennessee, and that location is expected to open in late 2026. And that obviously means if you're going to be in the South of the United States or in the eastern portion of the United States, and you know Tennessee, it lies in 2 different time zones. In-N-Out is expanding. It's a reasonable assumption that they're expanding to the rest of the country. And I don't know if Mark knew that we were going to be talking about this story next. But when you said In-N-Out, I couldn't help but agree, because regardless of what Yelp may say, going back to our last segment, talking about the top 100 places to eat in the United States, In-N-Out's on my top 100 list.
It's not bad. I do not like fast food, and I don't eat very much of it, but when I do, that's the go-to.
Do they have In-N-Out in Washington, state of Washington?
I don't think so, no.
I don't think so. Wait, I wasn't exactly sure. Maybe they opened one in Portland or Oregon.
I think the furthest they went was wasn't that one that people waited 12 hours like in Colorado?
Oh, here we go. In-N-Out Burger plans to open its first Washington location this year in Ridgefield.
I don't even know where that is.
They say it's in Washington.
Okay.
So, it's going to be in the Union Ridge Town Center just north of Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver. Okay, so that's in the southern part of the state.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know, because
That's
I
right
had no
by
idea.
the Oregon border. Right by Portland.
See, I knew you were useful for something. I just couldn't figure out what exactly.
It's a narrow range of things.
And in the state of Oregon, they have a bunch. They have locations in, is it Keizer? Keizer? Medford, Grants Pass, and Roseburg. I knew they had some in Oregon, but In-N-Out pretty much owns the West Coast when it comes to burgers, as far as I'm concerned. I had Whataburger a few years ago when I was in El Paso, Texas. Not a fan.
No? What about Fat Burger? We keep driving past those, and I'm not curious enough to stop. I'm less and less willing to play like intestinal roulette with new places until I find somebody else who's found it first.
Yeah, Fat Burger is a very much an LA thing, and not everyone loves Fat Burger like I love Fat Burger. I haven't had it in years, but it's not because I don't like it. It's just that one's not around me. And I have to be very intentional if I'm trying to find a Fat Burger or go to Fat Burger. There's one in Torrance, the last one I went to. But it's not for everyone. I don't think it's great. I think its fries are great. They got the steak fries there.
Oh, I like those. What about Five Guys? Have you had Five Guys in there?
Not memorable. I've had it. Don't remember it. You know, I've had Hamburger Habit. Don't remember it.
Really?
Yeah, it's got to stick out. Sorry, it didn't stick out.
Wow.
What is your go-to?
Oh, well, no, In-N-Out's always top, but I like Five Guys. That's pretty solid. And their fries are pretty good.
Yeah, I've been, but I don't remember. So as far as I'm concerned, it didn't happen.
And Habit kind of reminds me of almost like a In-N-Out cousin, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a solid patty. It's really fresh. And the fries I don't remember, but the burger is super good.
Oh, yeah, I've had Habit. It's not bad.
I'm not real high on In-N-Out's fries, but when it comes to their burgers, I really, really like them a lot. And I will go out of my way if I'm in the mood to sit in that line with my car to get one. Now, if it's in the daytime or not too late, I'll just go ahead and park and walk in. More times than not, it's quicker to walk in and order your food than waiting in that line of cars.
You're the guy who does that.
No, I'm serious. I will do that. When I was living in the Harbor City area, I would go to the one. I guess it's in Carson. I think it's on like.
It's that border between. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like Figueroa, maybe Western or something like that.
It like falls between the two
or
cities.
Maine. Yeah, it falls right in between. Or if I'm doing something with my mom and I'm on that side of town, I would stop at the one on Hawthorne Boulevard, it's around Torrance Boulevard.
Yeah, I know where that is, yeah.
And that's with the wall of cars extending back like 2 blocks.
Because it's such a bit, and they opened, what is that place, the chicken place, Big B, or?
I don't know, it's right over by the UFC gym.
Yeah, that's the one.
But, you know.
But hey, now you got the hybrid.
Yeah, well, I can go ahead and waste some time.
All day.
Okay, I keep coming across Instagram videos of people with their peculiar In-N-Out orders that are just these odd combos that you can ask for that aren't necessarily on the menu,
hidden menu
that you see. Have you ordered any of that stuff? Because some of it looks pretty good, but it also looks like you need a complete Silkwood shower after you eat it.
I can say that I've never ordered anything off the hidden menu in my life. I'm not doing animal style. I'm not doing this. Just give me a number one, and that's it.
Yeah, like give me the animal style double with extra peppers and a beach towel.
Yeah,
I need a beach towel with
none of that protein style. I've never
you
done
all are
that.
tripping.
I've never done it in my life.
Absolutely.
Never.
This is some hardcore trippery.
Trippery.
But we can all agree that the burgers are good, right?
Yes, but
Okay.
you got to get it off the menu, mustard fried.
What's that mean? I think we've talked about that before.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, that is when they slather your patty in mustard and then fry it up and crisp the pickles and put it all in there. It's delicious.
How does that taste any different from just putting mustard on it when it's ready?
No. It's cooked in.
They
so
fry
it's just it's fried. Try it, Mark, and then you'll say,
Mustard!
"Oh damn."
Fried mustard is pretty low on my list of things I need to do right away.
Mark, when you try it, you will get mustard fried every single time.
I'll just want everything in my life mustard fried.
You'll say, you know what? Let me get that lemonade mustard fried.
I don't think so, but
it's sus.
you know what? Anyone going to go out and get us some In-N-Out now?
Yeah,
I was going to say,
We have the nice exercise lady, so we're not going to eat it in front of her.
No.
We're not going to eat it in front of her, but
Definitely
we
can't
need to
eat
have
it.
some
Nice
In-N-Out.
exercise.
When you had In-N-Out when I wasn't here, I don't know who was filling in for me.
Oh,
But
that was me and Mark.
Oh yeah, Tuwala brought us. Yeah.
So where did you get the food from?
I got it from over there by Universal Studios.
Well, that's not close.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not close. I was on my way this direction, and I was thinking to myself, man, I know what the fellas could use tonight. In and out.
If you're listening right now and you happen to be near and In and Out and want to like maybe sponsor a segment on the show so we can get some free In and Out.
Well, be careful.
Be careful. They could be bringing it up and have it all licked on. And, we don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't want your special. I don't want your special at all.
It's later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Chock full of stimulating talk. KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live.